Hey guys, we're going to get right to the point with this Ask Neo. We're not going to beat around the bush since I can't find the bush to beat around, and yeah, so there's not going to be any boring introduction like I usually have, because I want to save time for this video and I want to answer a good couple questions this time instead of dragging on as usual. But for some reason a lot of you guys like it when I drag on the topics, so that makes me feel good inside. First thing I do, I have to plug this in before we start. Regarding my the recent rants I did regarding the Amazing Spider-Man, I want to point some things out. I'm not spend a lot of time on this. First off, you don't have to 100% like the idea of the reboot. You can still enjoy the Raimi films. I'm not saying you can't enjoy the Raimi films. You can like the Raimi films. That is not who I was addressing. I was not addressing the fans of the Raimi films. I am a fan of the Raimi film, like I stated in the videos. But I was addressing the fanboys, you know, the insane idiots out there, you know, who say that this is the be-all, end-all of Spider-Man, nothing is going to get better than this. That is who I was addressing. I was not addressing the fans of the Raimi films, because the fans are the level-headed ones. Fans do not equal fanboys. I just want to clear that point out. And on a second note, I wasn't talking about you guys. When everybody who knows me, whoever's been watching my videos, when I say you guys, I'm usually referring to the subject group who I was talking about in the video, in this case the Spider-Man Raimi fanboys. I wasn't talking about you guys, like my fans. So I hope people didn't get that, you know, stuck in their mind like, oh, Neo hates us if we like it. No, I'm not. If I didn't like the movies, why would I buy them? Seriously, there has to be a reason why I liked the movies, you know, so I just want to clear that up. So anyway, let's begin with this episode of Ask Neo. We are on, if I'm correct, episode 9. And it's been about, let me see, 2 weeks since I've done an Ask Neo, so I'm probably going to make this a bi-weekly series every now and then. You know, the questions that I answer on Blog TV that I'll probably put on YouTube, or, you know, just new questions altogether. So I'm going to look through my inbox and look through the recent video that I did to see if people have left some good ones. So the first one that I can see is, Neo, have you ever watched Code Geass, and if so, what do you think about it? Now, a lot of people have always asked me this question, you know, ever since I started up on YouTube, and ever since I actually showed my collections of anime and manga recently. People are wondering why I've never shown any, you know, love for Code Geass. I will tell you that I have seen Code Geass, and I have seen Code Geass, the second season, R2 or something, but the reason I don't talk about it much is because it has been an extremely long time since I've actually seen them. You know, for some people it might seem like not a long time, because, oh, you know, you're not going to forget things that fast, but I've watched a lot of anime since the series have come out, you know, and that kind of like clouds my mind, so I don't remember every single bit about Code Geass. But from what I've seen in the first season of Code Geass, I do enjoy the series. It kind of, it reminds me of Death Note in the sense that there's this person who has this power of the Geass, and he can make people do whatever they want. I really like that storyline and how there's a lot of historical things like an alternate universe for Japan with the royalty and all that. It was a really great series. The second season, however, I didn't like it too much, so that's my whole stances on the Code Geass stuff. I will probably pick it up on DVD when I see a good deal or a good price, you know, when they stop re-releasing it time and time again, like, you know, in a different version. I mean, it's like they take what Funimation did and they do it to the extremes. Like, they got the DVDs, then they got, like, the DVD that has 2 DVDs, then they got, like, the part 1, and then they got, like, the whole season, and then they got, like, the season 1 part 1. It's a lot of shit to remember. It's crazy. Did I ever do a review on Uncharted 3 and Batman Arkham City? First I gotta get out that Storm 2 review. You know, other than that, I can't say anything about the other reviews. I am gonna say that I am picking up both Uncharted 3 and Batman Arkham City when they come out, because they are 2 of my most anticipated games of the year. Yeah. I got like hair in my hair in my mouth. That's weird. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to Uncharted 3. And regarding the beta, I have played the beta on PlayStation 3 when it was not glitchy as a mofo. I'm sorry, you guys, but that beta, Sony has to get on the ball with releasing these betas. They have to, I mean, yes, Naughty Dog was putting out them constant patches, all in all, but my god, there was like too many glitches in there, like as far as connecting. When the game ran beautifully, but trying to get into the game was the biggest problem, because there were a lot of server bugs, there were, you know, just a lot of bugs, and the system would freeze after you finish a match. you know, if you try to reply to a message, and it was just not a good beta as far as working. And that's why they do betas, but my god, if you have a beta that just crashes on itself time and time again, damn. But I did enjoy from what I've played, besides the whole kickback system and stuff, and how they added the sprint option. You know, it's kind of feels like they're trying to go more towards Call of Duty. I liked how Uncharted 2 was simple yet satisfying. This one, I hope it's not going the route of, we're gonna add all this shit in so we can advertise it, and then, you know, it end up a flop. I'm really hoping it's not going to be like that, but if the multiplayer fails, I can always fall back on the story. And Batman Arkham City, need I say more? Need I say more? No, I don't. That game is going to be beastly. I mean, the top 3 contenders for the year, for Game of the Year, well, actually, I have 4. Actually, more like 5. From what I've seen so far, the games coming out, Uncharted 3, Batman Arkham City, Elder Scrolls 5, and from what I've played so far, Little Big Planet 2, and Mortal Kombat. To me, those are my Game of the Year choices, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate saying
Little Big Planet 2 is not Game of the Year material, and how can a fighting game be Game of the Year?
My opinions. Anyway, let's move on to the next question. Have I ever heard of the show ReBoot? Yes, super crazy metalhead. I have heard of it. I remember watching it back in the day on the days of Toonami, right before. I think it was on around the time Dragon Ball Z is. And it was that weird CG animated show. I think it was with, they weren't robots, but they were like, it was weird. I don't remember. It's been a long time. And I remember there was something going on with like some incest theme or something. I don't remember, but I remember there was a lot of controversy with that show, and it was heavily edited when it came here to the States. That's all I remember. Let's see, what else? Neo, why is it that whenever you're doing a video, Facebook pops up, and then I don't understand it, but everyone seems to check their Facebook right after I do a video, and then a Facebook icon pops up. You know, that's not really a question, but that's just something funny. What are your thoughts on Dark Souls? Dark Souls, for anyone who doesn't know, is the spiritual successor to the 2009 game Demon Souls from Software. I know, it's from Software. That makes sense, but legit, that's their name. From Software. Can't... somewhere, but from Software. And while it's not a sequel to Demon Souls, it's like a spiritual successor. It's like set in an alternate time. And you're going to be doing essentially the same things you did in Demon Souls. The hard difficulty has been retained. And it's going to be released on the PS3 and 360, so the Xbox 360 owners, if you bash this RPG, I'm going to have to come after you. If you really do bash it just because, like, oh no, it's just another crappy PS2 exclusive that's going multi-plat. No, because while I'm not picking up Dark Souls when it comes out, because I still got to beat Demon Souls, it does look very interesting, and I hope that a lot more people, you know, get around to checking it out when it comes out later this year. Next question is from YouTube user, yeah, it was me. I don't really reference people's YouTube's names because some of you guys got some crazy ones that I can't even pronounce, and usually just for the sake of time. But yeah, it was me asks, Neo, out of the seemingly countless amount of power-ups in Dragon Ball Z, and there have been a lot of them, and in the anime in general, which ones are your favorites? Which ones made you feel the most emotion? Because if an author can do that, then he/she has succeeded. Thank you for your consideration. And thank you for a very well-rounded question, man. Okay. My favorite power-up sequence throughout the entire Dragon Ball Z series, all 291 episodes, I'm just gonna let the theme say it itself. If that is not the definition of epic, I don't know what is. I've seen so many debates on which music is better, you know, Japanese or English, but I think a lot of the Japanese purists can agree and attest to that at least this part, the transformation scene, really got you pumped up and really is like, wow, Goku's really awesome, you know? And that is why I hold a special place in my heart for Bruce Falconer. You know, some of his score was kinda, you know, iffy. There was a bit too much synthesizing, and it was a bit too much music in general in places that didn't need music. But that Super Saiyan 3 theme, and you know, even Vegeta's Super Saiyan theme, like, you know, they were good, and I enjoyed them. But then there were some other things that I didn't really like he put in there, but overall, a decent score. Next question. Do you think, is there any possibility, really, that the 3DS is on its way to a short lifespan? This question might attract some fanboys, but honestly, guys, I have loved Nintendo ever since I was a child. I grew up on Nintendo games, and I've loved every single system they've come out with. You know, with the exception of ah, shit! Oh, it was on my phone. It was on my phone. I thought that the ghost of the Virtual Boy was going to attack me. Oh, I can rest easy. But there was just something about the 3DS that I really couldn't grasp, you guys. You know, it started out like so good. Nintendo announced this system, you know, well, handheld. And, you know, everyone was so excited for it. It had games, it had software, it had good hardware. But what happened was there was too much of a time that you needed to wait for it to get good, you know? Up until Ocarina of Time, there was really no, wow, amazing, spectacular 3DS games that you'd brag about to people, you know? And it's funny that the best game on the 3DS right now is a remake. I'm not saying Ocarina of Time 3DS is bad, I'm just saying a best game in your system shouldn't be a remake, it should be an original title, you know? And I don't think we're gonna get good 3DS titles until the fall when Kid Icarus comes out, when Star Fox comes out, even though Star Fox is a remake as well. It's still doing different things, you know, it's like online multiplayer. We're not getting good 3DS games or good software till later in the year, and I really hope Nintendo doesn't drop this product, you know, and focus only on the Wii U. You know, like they did at their E3. It was good, but there was just too much focus on the Wii U and the 3DS, not enough focus on the DS and the Wii, which are still platforms, you know. Not everyone's solidified on the 3DS. Some developers aren't even putting 3D support onto 3DS games, or they're half-assed it because they know we can make a better game, we just don't need to do it in frickin' 3D, because 3D will never be essential in any form of media. Never will 3D ever be as important as the reason why we're not going to develop a video game or why we're not going to do a movie. 3D is a gimmick, and how the way it's being treated will always be a gimmick. 3D is only rarely used good. Every year we get at least, what, 1, maybe 2 3D movies out of the 95% which are in 3D. It's funny, it's like, I was in the movie theater, and I was getting ready to see, you know, Captain America. And there were these previews before, and there was this very moving trailer for this dolphin movie, you know, I forgot what it's called, but something dolphin, you guys probably seen it, and it looked like a really nice story, you know, this dolphin didn't have a tail, and they made him prosthetic one, and he can still move on. I liked the fact, and I actually was debating on seeing the movie, you know, when it comes out, or waiting to DVD and renting it. But just something really solidified the fact that really 3D is only used as just to say, we can do 3D. How is a drama movie about a dolphin that is not using special effects, it looks like, you know, it looks like a documentary, it looks just like a standard movie, it looks like an ABC Family movie. Why is that being put in 3D? Why? It goes to show you that 3D is used as a gimmick just because we can do 3D too. My God, it's like the next time we're probably gonna see like, God forbid we start seeing episodes of iCarly in 3D. Jesus Christ. But hopefully 3D is gonna die by then. I've just gotta say that I'm kind of disappointed in the 3DS. I'm not seeing a big, you know, hoopla of support from the developers as, you know, it first started out. Like when it first started out, they were like a bunch more titles, this is a new dimension of gaming and stuff. But after the 3D effect wore off, it's like, hey, you know, this is the same thing. I mean, it might pick up, and Nintendo might step up their game, but for now, it looks kind of unimpressive, and that's why I really can't recommend people buying a 3DS over a DSi. And the DSi has a shit ton of cool games that are still coming out. Well, the DS in general, I just say DSi because, you know, it's the newer one that I think most people will want to buy. And I have been contemplating on selling my 3DS, just based on the fact that I don't use it. Like, every now and then I play Zelda, but that's just it, Zelda, you know. So comes the end of this large NGS Ask Neo. Again, that sounded weird, why do I keep doing that? I don't know. So, always send in your questions. If the best way for you guys to get your question answered, instead of doing it on Facebook, because the messages, you know how they always update, post it on this episode of Ask Neo, or send it in an inbox with the title Ask Neo. That's the only way I'll get to it. If you just leave it blank, I'm probably not going to check it because I got to go through other stuff too. Till my next video, till my next rant, till my next review. A review from Neo? That's hilarious. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm Geass signing out, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.